I'm Hawk.
Are you?
I'm Hartlee.
See, I already hate my voice. Now you're mocking how high it is. Fuck off.
All right.
I'm Hawk.
And I'm
Get it together.
you Hartlee.
Am I doing it now?
Hi. I'm Hawk.
And I'm Hartlee.
And we are here to talk about books.
We're here to argue about books, but
We are here to argue about books. We're here to talk about books. We're here because we love books.
no, I love books. You just like them a little.
I like them a whole lot more than a little. I like them a lottle. We say it's accurate to say we've been friends for more than one decade.
You have been blessed with my presence in your life for more years than you suffered without me.
Accurate.
It's been 20 years.
It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years.
Been 20 years.
We've been friends. And we've talked about stories, movies, books, fairy tales. That's been a core part of our friendship.
That's accurate.
Accurate. And we decided that
I'm sorry, we decided?
I decided that we decided to write a book.
That's true. We decided to write a book.
Yes.
You decided.
I decided that you needed to read The Wheel of Time because we were writing in fantasy and proving that geniuses think alike. You had a lot of similar ideas to a Sir Robert Jordan.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. Keep telling me I'm a genius.
So, being that modern fantasy wasn't something that you read a lot in, I forced you very nicely and only slightly underhandedly to read The Eye of the World.
Is that what we're going with?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the story you're sticking with?
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
And since while you were going through The Eye of the World and having comments on the story, I thought that remembering back to the first time I read The Eye of the World after my mom begged me for about as many years as we've been friends to read it, and how interesting that first time read through is. Like I'm spoiled. Like I've read through the whole Wheel of Time series over a dozen times now.
It's like you can't go home again. It's like you can never reread a book for the first time.
So when you have somebody that's going through that the first time and getting to see, through their eyes that same kind of wonder / struggle / like I can't believe or finally this.
I'm going to text you at 2 a.m. and tell you how much I hate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That we should record things for posterity. And in an effort to make it to where it wasn't quite so one-sided that I was making you read things, I'm making you read things.
Fair's fair.
That I would read things too. So this video is going to be on The Eye of the World.
The next one will be on Pride and Prejudice because that's what you're reading.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna kind of trade back and forth. She's gonna go through the Wheel of Time series. I'm going to read some of the classics of chick lit.
Something at you. Chick lit. That's classic freaking literature, sir.
Oh, we'll see.
Have some respect.
We'll see. I like the movie. Hold on. I can't have things flying at me if I'm going to propose to somebody. Keira Knightley, marry me. What? I have a platform. I'm going to ask. So, we're here to talk about the Wheel of Time, long and short of it.
Let's talk about the Wheel of Time then.
Talk about the Wheel of Time then. All right. You think I should give like just a bare bones rundown of Robert Jordan in the Wheel of Time?
No, because really you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here if you haven't read it, because spoilers.
Spoilers, yes.
So, like, go to the end of the video and look at the, like, rating.
Okay, that's fair. But I will say, Robert Jordan is a genius, in my humble opinion. This is all subjective. That goes without saying, I feel like, in today's world, that you can't have a truly objective opinion about anything. Everybody's opinion on anything is subjective.
Well, I mean, you equated me to a genius, and you're saying he's a genius, and you spend enough time around me, so I'm going to say you can accurately peg who's a genius.
Robert Jordan is a genius, and the reason he started this thing based on interviews that he's given and testimonials and this, that, and the other is he was upset with the idea that someone would walk into a village and say, "Hey, you, sir, are the chosen one. You're going to save the world. Come with me." And Robert Jordan, growing up in a small rural area, kind of like me and Hartlee did, he figured that the response to that would be like, "Oh, that's nice. How nice of you to tell me this. I'm going to buy you a beer. Here, you enjoy this. I'm going to the bathroom and I'm not running away forever." He would climb out the window and run away forever. So he picked up that story along with a whole lot of Tolkien-esque tropes, because you can see the Tolkien-esque tropes.
From, like, space, from outer space.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just call Robert Jordan Tolkien Jr.
Acceptable for now. We'll 4 or 5 videos from now, we'll circle back to that.
We're going to circle back to that.
We'll circle back to that.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it. But you have just finished The Eye of the World.
After years.
Finally.
Finally
Finished Eye of the World. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I know we said we're going to argue, but I'm kind of powerless here, like, because
I'm gonna put my crown on.
No.
You powerless? Do you bow at the feet of the master?
I'm not. No, listen.
I've been waiting years for this.
I'm powerless with an asterisk.
That's because spoilers.
I know things you don't. And I can't argue.
I don't like that.
I can't argue too much because I don't want to give things away. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions based on your experience as someone with an English degree and an English teacher. And it's back there on the wall. Show off. Ask you some things. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, how well is it written in your opinion? Like
you want like a 3 out of 5?
No. Like how well is it written?
Well, I mean, he's doing a sight better than I am, but it's a finished product.
Okay.
So I would say it's easy to medium level prose. I would say, again, it's Tolkien Jr. as far as the plot goes. I'm gonna say it's well written. It's not crap.
Yeah.
I can't poke a whole lot of holes in the plot. I'm not able to sit here and go, "Oh, well, that wouldn't happen," or "Oh, you rushed that," or "Oh, there's nothing significant that I can put my finger on that would make me say that the writing was bad at all."
Okay.
It's a little exposition heavy, but
it is definitely exposition heavy. Like, that's a criticism that Robert Jordan gets, and it's honest criticism.
Yeah.
Like, he does expose a bunch. A whole bunches and bunches.
I mean, legitimately, when you get to the end of the book, I can say, while it is a story that is self-encompassing, as far as there is an arc to it, knowing that it's book 1 in 13 books? 14 books. I'm going to say the entire book is Rand's call to action.
Rand's call to action.
Of course.
Yes.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
I'm sorry.
You were not fooled.
I'm the farm boy walking down the road, and I'm the dragon reborn. Yes, absolutely. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so my next question.
You have so many questions.
I do have questions. You
want to speak correctly when you ask me questions? Or I will refuse to answer. Questions given without proper grammar will be unanswered.
Okay. Next question. Questions. Characters.
Matt can die in a hole. You're gonna ask me? You don't need to know anything else.
Just Matt can die in a hole.
Yeah. Perrin is beautiful, and Matt can die in a hole.
Okay.
And I wouldn't kick Lan out of bed for eating crackers. The end. Egwene's a little whiny, and I want to punch her sometimes.
Okay.
Moraine's mysterious card is gonna play out quick.
Like out quick?
No. I mean, like she's gonna wear. Like I'm gonna be tired of her quick. Like right now, I'm not mad about it. Like I get it, but like if she keeps going on with this, I'm not gonna answer questions. Like you should just like blindly follow me and do as I say. Like I'm gonna. If she was a real life person, I'd punch her. Oh, your face is telling me that's not going away anytime soon. Right now, but I'm gonna get annoyed if she keeps doing it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, damn it!
So, it's safe to say your favorite character is Perrin.
Yeah. I have a type though.
And your least favorite character is Matt.
Christ. That boy is stupid. I usually like me a scoundrel, but he's stupid.
You're not wrong. And again, like along with the exposition heavy thing, that the Matt being just a trash can of a character.
Like I don't mind that he's like the Loki archetype character. I don't mind that he like, has a badger and wants to get in trouble and play pranks. Like that's not what bothers me. What bothers me is when you go to some scary ass place and you're like, hey, don't touch anything in the scary ass place, and he's just like, I think I'll pick up this dagger.
Let's go look for treasure.
Yeah.
Don't touch anything. Let's go look for treasure.
Yeah. Don't pick up anything. Don't take anything. Oh, look, let me just go ahead and touch things in the place where I'm not supposed to touch things.
Yeah.
Like at some point his friends have to think, it's not really worth it to have Matt around.
I get it. I get it.
Like if he falls off that cliff and I didn't notice, oopsie, we'll just leave him there.
Yeah. Okay. So I will give a short in defense of Matt. Just a really short one.
Oh,
it exists, and it's the argument you're gonna hear, after you get done, if you decide to jump on any chat rooms or boards or forums or anything like that and have a dialogue based on trash can Matt. There's one defense, and you know what it is.
The only defense you could possibly offer me is that, like, he has to start somewhere in order to grow. Like, in order for there to be an arc in his character, he has to start lower than where he ends.
Okay.
And I can understand that as a writer and as an English major, but like,
it's okay. That's not the defense I was gonna say. The defense is even though he takes the dagger, right? And you can say it was a high-stress moment.
Hashtag moron.
He didn't think about what he was doing. You can say that, he knew what he was doing, and he took it. And then you start seeing the corruption. And you start seeing him get frayed around the edges. But at the same time, he never abandons Rand.
That's true. I was fixing to say, like, the only redeemable thing that Matt has is that he sticks with Rand. He sticks with Rand even though he's being corrupted by the knife. Even though he's being Jack Nozzle. I can't.
Jack Nozzle.
I can't say it.
Okay.
I was trying not to curse.
You're trying not to get demonetized?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Your favorite character's Perrin. My first read through, my favorite character was Perrin. Like,
he's just so straightforward. He's just like, you know what, this has to be done, and I'm just gonna do it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I appreciate that about him.
Okay.
And he's less whiny.
Okay. My favorite character?
Gonna be a chick.
Well, I'm not that easy to.
Yeah, you are.
Is Moraine.
Yeah, see, it's a chick.
But it's not because she's a severely attractive woman.
Of course not.
It's because knowing what I know. Reasons.
Reasons.
You're
going to tell me your favorite character is and then say reasons.
I have to say reasons. I have no choice.
We should have waited till I was done reading all of these to film this video.
Nope.
I do predict that Matt will get likable, though, if that's helpful. Yeah, because I talked to your mom, and your mom said that Matt was her favorite character, and I like your mom, and there's no way that she picked a shitty character.
Okay. Fair.
Like, I'm not holding my breath, but, like, at the same time, like, if I was going to lay odds, I'd say he does something. Right now, I feel like he'd have to, like, jump in front of another one of my characters that I love.
Okay.
For me to appreciate him, but that would only be as, like, you know, an arrow pincushion.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your favorite moment in the book?
Favorite moment?
Your favorite moment in the book.
Okay. My favorite girly moment is when Lan and Nynaeve are speaking in the desert because it's beautiful. Like, gorgeous. Like, my heart fluttered in my chest. But the best bit of writing is when the Trollocs are chasing them and there's a horn and it keeps going, and he heard the horns, and then, you know, he'll chase him, and then he heard the horns. Like, it builds this perfect tension right before the battle. Mm-hmm. And then they're shouting about Manetheren, and you had already had that little story, and
see,
it's cool.
That is my favorite moment. You know,
battle?
No.
Oh, the story about Manetheren.
The story
it's
about
a good story.
Like, you know, well, one, tension's kind of already up. Like, Emmons Field's been attacked. Everybody knows Moraine is an Aes Sedai. Aes Sedai are, like, witches, and they trick people, and...
It reminds me of that scene in Beauty and the Beast where, like, all the village people are gathered together with their pitchforks, and they're just like, kill the beast!
Yeah. So the village comes to kill the beast, or at least run the beast off, and Moraine's just like, no, spinny stick fire, I'm gonna tell you a story, and it's about you, who you are, your forgotten history. And let me tell you something, you guys are kind of badasses. What happened? And then everybody's like, yeah. And then she just comes in and is like, is everything ready? Like, she didn't just spinny stick and fire and wreck a whole group of men's opinion on themselves, which just...
It's the putting them in their place for me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like, that's my favorite moment.
It's a good moment.
It's a great moment.
It's not my favorite moment.
Okay. Well, that's nothing wrong with that.
But you're a history nerd, so I see why it's your favorite moment.
So you have made a prediction. Matt is going to get good eventually.
He has to, because I like your mom. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, she doesn't have poor taste.
Do you have any other predictions?
I'm pretty sure I screamed this at you I'm pretty sure I've already screamed this at you. But Tom is alive.
Tom is alive.
Tom is alive. Like, I'd bet you your favorite Stubbins soda at the ice cream shop downtown that he's alive. You want to take that bet?
I like ice cream.
Does that mean you're taking the bet?
I like ice cream.
Which means Tom's alive. See, you'll never make a poor bet. And the fact that you won't take the bet tells me that I'm right. You can try to, like, not spoilers like all you want to, but...
Well, I guess I am a little bit predictable.
20 years, bro. 20 years.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've covered some of our favorite and least favorite characters. We talked about moments. We talked about writing. Jordan exposes, posits, info dumps, words. I'm not the English major here.
Tom's alive.
Tom's alive.
Men will be coming back around.
Men's coming back around. That's safe to say.
Yeah. You don't let that beautiful little toy go away as a writer. Like, no.
Yep, she's too much fun. Give me you've already thrown 2 of your little foam hearts at me.
Oh, here, sure, I'll throw one more.
Okay, so are you giving 3 out of 5?
I'm giving 3 out of 5.
3 hearts out of 5. Okay, so would you recommend? Who would you recommend? Would you recommend this book to somebody?
If you hadn't already read it and you weren't making me read it, I'd recommend it to you. I would recommend it to a fantasy reader, someone who or a history nerd, because someone who tried to read Tolkien because they really liked the movies, but the prose was just too difficult.
Okay,
I would recommend it to them.
Okay,
because it is, again, Tolkien light, in my opinion. It's got the same kind of typical hero's journey with some nice sprinkles of new flavoring and a couple of twists, but it's very stock Joseph Campbell.
Okay.
It just hasn't gone all the way around the circle because, again, it's just up to the call to action for me.
Yeah. You're calling the end of the book the call to action for the story as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing that there's 14 books. Like, if I didn't know there was 14 books, then I guess it could be, well, no, there's still too many unanswered questions. Like, it's clear that he killed a minion and not the Dark Lord.
Okay.
But the fact that there is a Dark Lord, the light versus dark, trope.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
But I would read it I would recommend it to a fantasy reader.
Okay.
Someone who's been down that road and knows what to expect.
So,
not a high school student. Well, okay, I take that back. I would recommend it to a high school student who was a reader. I wouldn't teach it. It's too big.
Fair.
Like, you have to teach a whole book in 6 weeks, and just not everybody reads that quickly.
True. If I weren't forcing you to read the rest of the series, would you be intrigued enough to continue?
I would continue, but it wouldn't be at the top of my list.
Okay.
Like, my TBR pile is 50 million thousand books, and right now the top 14 spots is taken up with Wheel of Time. That would absolutely not be the case if I was not being forcibly coerced.
Did I tell you between book 5 and book 6 I'm going to make you read a prequel?
No. Are you telling me there's 15 books now?
There's a small little bitty prequel.
Oh, good gravy.
That, according to Daniel Green, and I agree, read between 5 and 6. Makes sense there.
You're lucky you're pretty.
Am I? So, I'm going to say this is my favorite fantasy series.
Really? You've been going on and on about the Kingkiller Chronicles.
I love the Kingkiller Chronicle. Kingkiller Chronicle is not finished. There's one more book coming in that story. We don't know when it's coming. I'm not complaining. Patrick, please hurry.
Oh. I'm gonna second that plea. Just because I'm tired of listening to you talk about it. And incidentally, that's placed 16 and 17 on my TBR list.
And I really, just about everything I've read from Sanderson, I like. I'm in the middle of the Poppy War, which is devastating, but I like it.
That's because you're a glutton for punishment.
True. And I've got a whole bunch of other stuff series that I want to read. I want to start the Terry Pratchett Discworld stuff. I haven't read any of that.
But you're reading Pride and Prejudice.
I am reading Pride
and
and Prejudice.
And then you're reading Wuthering Heights.
And then I'm reading Wuthering Heights.
And then you're reading Frankenstein.
And then I'm reading Frankenstein.
And then I'm probably going to throw some smut at you and make you read some fairy porn.
Fairy porn. Okay. So,
just for funsies.
Knowing that this is my favorite series, this is the beginning of my favorite series, It's not my favorite book in the series. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 because, yes, you get a prologue that makes absolutely no sense to you and ends in suicide.
That's a fantastic prologue.
It is a fantastic prologue, but most of it means nothing to you.
Here's the thing. I liked the prologue better than I liked like 90% of the book. No lie. I just want to like, can I go back and read that story?
So, knowing the beginning does take a while to kind of gain its traction, you know, but once it gets going, once they are truly in flight at the part where they're, you know, the horns and the Trollocs, and they're coming from every direction, and, you know.
Yeah, that was kind of the tipping point for me.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, oh, okay.
But
took me like a year to get there, and then like 2 days to finish it after that.
I'm giving this 4 out of 5.
4 hawk feathers.
If I were to pluck any feathers from, what do we name this guy?
Galahad,
the Parahua something hawk.
Is it Peregrine?
Yeah,
I wanted to name it Percival, and you wouldn't let me.
I had a bunny named Percival, and he would eat him. I'm giving 4 out of 5.
4 hawk feathers out of 5.
Yeah. So you're gonna be reading The Great Hunt. I'm gonna be reading Pride and Prejudice. We'll get that video filmed here pretty soon and get it up. But
I'm delighted to be on the other side.
Are you delighted to be on? You're delighted to be the one asking the questions?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm a little scared, but again,
you should be. Mwahaha.
We are going to sign off for now on The Eye of the World. You should read it.
Oh wait, incidentally, why is there only one eye?
Why is there only one eye?
Yeah, like normal people have 2 eyes. Why is there only one eye? Why is it the eye of the world instead of the eyes of the world?
Okay, so the Wheel of Time turns. And
age fades into legend.
The one power is what turns the Wheel of Time.
Okay.
The one power is split into 2.
Right.
Sidene.
The boy and the girl. I don't know.
Sidar.
That's the boy one.
That's the girl one.
That's the girl one.
Sidene is the boy one.
Yeah, and it's all icky.
It's all icky. So, being that Sidar is untainted, because it wasn't present when the Lews Therin sealed off the Dark One with the companions.
Right.
When he lashed out, the only thing he got to taint was Sidene. So knowing that in the future, the Dragon Reborn would need pure Sidene, so he wouldn't go crazy quite so quickly. Female Aes Sedai took what was left of the male Aes Sedai that haven't gone crazy yet, and created a pool of untainted Sidene. They didn't need any untainted Sidar because it's already untainted.
Okay. One eye.
One eye.
Okay. All right.
So
I think you just told me like a lot of things with that.
I know I did. And you tricked me into doing it.
I know.
On that note, we're going to sign off. I'm Hawk.
And I'm Hartlee.
And keep reading.
Boom.
That's going to be at the end. You just lean like going boom.
Mic drop. Hashtag mic drop.